Yiska and I have Houston at 11. Joe puts them at 13, 2 spots below Dallas. Dream, how you feel about that one? Turn on your parental filters, I think. If you're in Twitch chat, I expect some vulgarities coming this way. So yeah, Houston Outlaws have, let's pull them up here for a second. They have made some pretty big downgrades in the assistant coaching position. Lol. Okay, I'm done. I'm not actually flaming.
That's not a joking matter. Talking about Aranya.
You don't. It's true.
That is true.
Yeah, it's true. Oh man. But they made some changes. They just recently, their most recent announcement, I believe, was Jecse. They announced they picked up Meko as well.
That's what bumped them up for me.
Blasé, Boston Uprising's best player, as Dream put it, in front of Mineral's face on Sunday. They've hydration as well, Rapel. They've made some changes both in players and in staff here. And I think that they're really good ones. I think that they're easy. I think they're easily in play-ins for sure. Yeah. Made some great changes across the board.
I think we talked like last show or Sunday. This is like a mid-season tournament kind of team. Like this is a team that has an early, a softer strength of schedule early and can jump out to a lead and get a mid-season seed pretty quickly. I think
we have a wild take tomorrow, and I don't want to like spoil all the content I have in there, but Houston is more likely to make it in based on systemic differences in the mid-season.
Okay.
Because of strength of schedule, travel, like certain other factors that Eric defined. Then elite teams, or a certain elite team, and we'll make the point tomorrow. I think it's actually quite a strong one.
I believe.
And if that was come to pass, oh boy, that would have some implications on what kind of a league we're playing.
Yep. It's gonna be a weird one. Mid-season in general, I think, is gonna need a review at the end of the season because
it's third season though. It's not mid-season. It's after 9 games. It's not mid-season. they have us all for a fool.
Like they're gonna need to tweak things.
Do you remember the comment?
Can't stay like this.
Do you remember the comment that we got about the Houston Outlaws for our power rankings last year about how they were?
Which one?
We got a lot of them, but I think the one that was the most out of touch was the one about how they were in the finals for stage 1, season 1 against NYXL, right?
Yeah.
And they won. And
stage
1, season 1 was London against NYXL.
Sorry, they were in the semifinals. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, they went to the playoffs, and that was the justification. So, great. The Houston Outlaws fans have some more ammo, which is much needed, I guess. I don't know. Houston Outlaws fans? I don't know. So let's talk about this though. Can we break it down?
So what excites you guys about this team?
Jecse.
Let's start there because maybe we're just varying degrees of excitement.
Jecse is huge. I'm really excited about Harsha taking over as head coach.
100%.
He's a workhorse. He was as a content creator. He was with the Vancouver Titans. I don't doubt that the whatever needs to go on behind the scenes to set this team up for success, I don't doubt that that's going to get done.
Mm-hmm.
Did I not? Okay, yeah, I think I got my negatives right on that. So I have a huge faith in the coaching staff and the changes that they've made there. I think that they've got some really interesting kind of old guard picks that I think are really easy to meme about. I think immediately you're thinking of like Spree, Boink, maybe even Muma and Raucus. And probably less so.
I think I'm bouncing back on Raucus a little bit. Not to say that like, oh, I'm bullish on Raucus, but I think the community sentiment has completely bottomed out. And I'm like, he's not like
bottomed out. I get what you did there.
That bad. Like he does have merit. I think he's like on the weaker end of things, but I don't think he should be like picked on as much as he is.
Sure.
Compared to the community, I think I'm like slightly more bullish on him than most.
I think the Houston Outlaws are the team that use their pickups almost the best in all that I can think of. The positions they upgraded were actually the ones they needed upgrades the most.
Sure.
They upgraded main support. They upgraded flex support. Okay, Raucus is feasible on Ana.
Mm-hmm.
Rapel will start over him on Ana as well. He's better.
I believe
Rapel is a legit.
I think it's the integration
above
period.
Average. Yes.
I think my big thing, not to cut you off, my big thing with this roster is integrating the Koreans in. If that goes very smoothly, they could be much higher on my rankings. It's the worry on how that happens. That's where I guess I'm slightly less excited.
So backline upgraded, needed upgrades badly.
Totally.
Off tank position needed upgrades badly. Got a sick off tank in. I don't know where anyone's getting that stuff from. That Meko was in the top 5 off tank last season. He was.
Yeah.
Flex CPS, someone that can consistently play and is also a shot caller on that position. Last time we had Jake, but he couldn't play everything. Mm-hmm. Or we had players that were not the leadership type of personalities, at least from what we know, and they had this champion pool. Blasé and Dante just bridge a lot of the hero pool, and Blasé is a shot caller. I believe, and this is Boston is great at scouting top like players like this.
Okay.
Like, I guess I have to summon his name. DK type of players.
Okay.
Flexible DPS.
Yeah.
That can call.
Mm-hmm.
I think Color Hex is that player too.
Sure.
I think he has that potential as well. I think they're very good at scouting these. And they just don't have the quality anymore to elevate the rest of the team to the level of what they had in the first season. I think they're still great scouts.
Sure.
So yeah, I think Blasé is a gem to have picked up hilariously, because I'm not sure if they actually considered him to be a starter when they picked him up at the same time as Hydration.
Sure.
And Hydration apparently is also a very good main tank.
Yeah.
Like to the point where Flame can tweet like he's playing a bunch of tank now for us. I also don't think Muma is necessarily a terrible tank. I think he's an average tank, as we already substantiated.
Had some heroes that he's been really good on, really strong.
Yeah, his wrecking ball looks really strong. His Winston.
Have to play those heroes in long enough to be like, oh yeah, Muma.
I mean, Joe, certainly you would, like, if you were a betting man, you would say that Muma is more likely to be a better player than Beast.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yes. So,
totally.
Like, if we already established that Beast could be mid-tier, then Muma is mid-tier.
Yep.
And for me to place them where they are, that's all I need.
Yeah, I mean, where do you have Defiant?
13.
And where do you have Houston?
11.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think 2 spots is too much of a jump. I think it's a difference
Florida
on
in between
grading. That one I will disagree with. I'm concerned. I've never been a big fan of changing gears. I think that really kind of changes the whole team dynamic, especially on stage. If they have clear starters, that's one thing.
They need it.
They need to change gears. That's I've been very diametrically opposed to that. I think the Koreans are going to have a slow start. They're players that haven't played on a mixed roster from my
finished
memory.
16th, man.
Who?
The Outlaws.
Sure.
Gotta change gears.
No. I'm talking about players. Like moving players in and out of the starting roster constantly, like map by map.
God, I was saying,
I don't know if that's what's going to happen.
You didn't like them making all these big changes to the player roster, and I was like,
no. I like making big. I like making big changes. But when I hear Hydration's playing main tank, you already have a main tank. They kind of share similar hero pools. You have Dante, you have Blasé, you have Hydration. Yes, it could depend on the meta, but I hope that this team isn't going to be switching pieces in and out like mid-match. I think that does hamper players.
I don't think so.
Unless you have things really set up before the time. And there again, this coaching staff is strong, so they very well could set that up in place, but I haven't seen it work really well just yet. So this could be the team that changes my mind on that whole theory.
I think you use players meta to meta, I think. Generally speaking.
Ideally, I would agree with that.
And I don't think that we've seen anything that's really been contrary to that so far, and I don't know why we would think that would start. I agree with you.
Well, we've got multiple Tracer players. We've got multiple Brig players. On this
they
team,
do, but it's not like you're
going to
run two different Tracer players on two different maps.
We've seen teams do it. We've seen Shock talk about how Ons brings more depth in a different style of Widow. I don't know. I'm not sold on that whole theory yet.
I don't know if you could pull Coach Krustyisms on it to be like, therefore it is normal.
I'm just shotgun approach. I'm just saying what I'm thinking. I'm not big on the Korean transition. I think overall they will have a good season. I'm just worried at the start. They have some overlap. I'm not big on the gear changing. I think this is a big upgrade for them. I think this sets them up for success in the long run. At the start, they have a soft strength of schedule, which is a blessing for them. I think overall they have a good season, though. But a lot of shaky ground to get through first.
Go ahead.
Just really briefly jump in. Chat, we got to talk. Like, you guys know we go on these long monologues where none of us actively look at chat while we're talking. And then when after waking from the 3 minutes of just like stream of consciousness where I immediately forgot what I already said.
Yeah.
I go into chat and just go like, whoa, wait. The entire chat completely scrolled down. They spammed during whatever I said. And then you guys say, really strong? Question mark, question mark, question mark. What? Question mark. I'm like going back, wait. What did I say? Like, can you add any reference points?
Context.
So I have a chance to respond to it. It's amazing.
Jesus. All right. Fair enough. I'm really optimistic about the Outlaws, and
that's fair. There's a lot of reasons to be.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do well. I think that they could well finish above. If I had to guess a team in the bottom 10 that would end up actually just straight up qualifying for playoffs, this is my team.